Hey, what's up everybody? Retro Gaming Guy here. Today I am psyched to dive in and test out this brand new product that I stumbled across, and this looks absolutely amazing. This is the MaxFree K3 foldable touchscreen mechanical gaming keyboard, and this solves some major issues because this provides a solution to portable keyboards as well as portable monitors. Everything is all inclusive here. It's a all-in-one device that connects over to any type of PC that you want to connect it to, whether you want to connect it to a laptop, a gaming PC, or a mini PC. This 100% will have your back. So I'm traveling a lot more personally these days, and I like to travel with my mini gaming PC because it can handle literally everything I throw at it, whether I'm editing videos on the go or I am gaming. It can handle everything. The downside is I need a monitor and I need a keyboard. And until right now, I've not found something that has both of those all in one in a way that can actually be stored and carried around with me really efficiently, not taking up a lot of space. This seems to solve all those problems, but we've got to check it out. So we're going to unbox this. We'll take a look at the functions and features offered, and then we'll test this out inside gaming and outside of gaming to see exactly what the performance and overall experience is like. So before we dive into this, please hit the subscribe button on this video right here to stay in the loop for all future videos. Give me a thumbs up, but let's dive into it. All right, guys, here we have our MaxFree K3 foldable touchscreen mechanical gaming keyboard. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this. All right, so I'm going to set the actual keyboard monitor aside right now. Let's take a look at what comes along with this. So here we have a quick little setup guide that actually walks you through your touch settings, your different offerings here, and exactly what is included in the packaging. So in here, we should have, of course, our foldable monitor. We have our in-depth user guide right here. Just take a quick look through that. It does walk through all the functions and features, the layouts, how you make your different connections on here. Seems to be very thorough, how you can get this set up with additional screens and monitors, computers, all that good stuff. We also have our cables right here, so we should have a Type-C to Type-C, a Type-A to Type-C, a Type-C to HDMI. So here is our Type-C to Type-C. This is a USB-A to Type-C. This one right here is our Type-C to HDMI, and it also has two Type-A cables on here as well, so that's a good one to have. That is going to go into our outlet, and this tool right here is for removing keys on our keyboard. So really a great way to dive in there and do that effectively without doing any damage. Here we have a pick tool in order to open some things up as well. We also have two screws in here, so this will be for doing any type of disassembly. I'm going to get this out of the way, and let's bring over our actual monitor and keyboard. All right, so this is how it comes in the packaging. Now I noticed that we have a MaxFree little protective cover over the actual screen right here, so we can actually slide that up and off. Now this is great for traveling or just for storing it to keep everything from getting any type of damage. All right, so here we have everything laid out. Now this is flat right now. I've removed the protective cover over the actual screen. Now there is a button that we need to engage right here in order to move our screen and pitch it upwards. So I'm going to go ahead and press that in, and now I can come in here right in the center and lift up my screen. Now there's different locking points on this, but you can actually adjust this to whatever pitch you want. You can leave it just like this if you want to. It's going to stay exactly where you leave it, but there's presets on here. So if we put it right upright, for example, this is totally upright, and actually this is probably where I would leave it personally because I actually have two lights behind the camera right now, and currently there's no glare on here. But if I wanted to lay this down, I just simply press that button in on the side and I can pitch it backwards. So you may want to adjust that depending on your height and where you're sitting at your desk, or if you're standing up. Fully adjustable, it goes down and up here. Right here is another preset location. So to go further back, you need to press the button again to lay it down completely, but fully adjustable there. And for me, again, because of the lighting that I have, I love to be able to adjust, the way that everything is pitched, because I don't want to have that glare in my videos. So this right here seems to be perfect for me. So I'm going to actually turn this around for you guys because I want to show you guys some more functions and features, but you can see from the side that we have the extended base here once the screen is up. I love that for stability. You don't have to worry about this toppling over or, rocking back and forth. Its weight distribution is really well put together here. And we also have non-skid rubber stoppers down here on the bottom. So if I laid this down like this and I actually pushed my entire weight across this, I'm barely moving across the hardwood surface of my desk. So I absolutely love that because I don't want this to slide across my desk and fall off the other side, which would be the case if it was just a flat, smooth surface on the bottom. Now, back here, you're going to notice there is a little panel right here, and that's where we can actually open that up and install an M2 SSD, which for gaming is going to be huge for you because you could bring this setup in as your gaming setup that you connect over to your PC and boot right from that if you wanted to. And you could have your gaming setup here, you could bring it to multiple displays. I think for gaming, that is absolutely amazing. Now, let's walk through some of the other features on here because there's a bunch of connections located on the back, which you can see, they're all hiding under this ledge. I love that they are tucked under there for, just a great way to protect your connections because you have this little lip that covers the top there. So you're not going to have to worry about things bumping into your connections and dislodging them or bending over any of your cables or anything like that. So let's walk through what is offered back here because, again, I think this is another way that makes this an amazing setup back here. All right, so here we have our ports, again, tucked underneath here. Now, first and foremost, these two slots right here are huge for me. We have an SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. I use SD cards for all of my videos, and I usually have to use a micro SD card reader or an SD card reader that plugs in via USB connection. Not over here. We can plug directly in, so I don't have to use up one of my USB ports, which you see over here already. I don't have to use those for my SD card or micro SD card connections. I can plug directly into this. That's huge for me personally. Now we have two USB-C connections here, followed by two USB 3 ports. We also have a toggle switch over here, which also is how we would power this on. We'd press it in to power it on, and we can adjust our brightness. We can adjust all of our different settings controls by going either left or right with that little toggle. Now we also have these clips right here. Notice that there's two clips, one on each side. We can actually connect our cables in here. So if we're using our Type-C or a USB, for example, we can plug in our device, connect over to these ports, and then just thread that cable through here so we don't have to worry about something getting dislodged, or maybe something gets snagged over here and it pulls and does damage to the connection. We don't have to worry about that because the cable will actually go into this little channel here, lock in place, and it just gives you that added little bonus protection there. So if something does get snagged, it'll pull here versus where your connection is made. Also, again, love the fact that everything's tucked underneath this ledge here, which also adds some security and obviously protects your connections further. So now we also have under here two little legs that pop up. So we can also adjust the pitch of the entire base of this, not just the screen itself. You can lift these up right more to get more of a pitch. You can flatten them out to lower this. Just another way to customize your experience here and how everything lines up for you when you're using it. Now let's take a look at the keyboard itself. These are definitely some deep keys on here, which I absolutely love. I know some people will like the flatter keys. I actually look for keyboards that have this because I just think that the feedback on this is just absolutely amazing. I've always liked, the deeper keys like this. Ever since I was a kid, this is how my keyboard was growing up, and I've just really loved that. Now, we also have different depths to our keys as we go down. I like the feel of this in all honesty, but you can make adjustments to your keys, and you saw the tool as we unboxed this that enables you to actually remove keys, and you can customize the layout here. You can move things around if you really want to. I think it looks great the way it is. I see no reason why you would do that, but you can go in here, remove keys if you'd like to, and fully customize your experience further. Now, there is lighting built into this, so we're going to go ahead and power this on. We'll set this up, and I'll show you guys how everything works on here once it's connected over. All right, guys, so I'm going to connect over to my Ace Magician mini gaming PC right here. This has some amazing capabilities. I love traveling with this. It's very lightweight, very compact, and it packs an absolute punch with performance gaming into a wide range of different collections and using different emulators. So the downside is obviously isn't a laptop, so I need a monitor to go with it. I hate traveling with portable monitors in most cases because they're bulky. This is not bulky though. It breaks down nicely, and you can definitely take it with you on the go. So I'm psyched to actually test this out today. But you don't have to use a mini gaming PC. You don't have to use a gaming PC. You can use whatever type of PC you want. Laptops work perfect as well. And you can connect over just through Type-C connection if your PC supports it, or you can use the cables that I'm going to use today. And we have these 3 cables here that are bundled together. So we have 2 USB-A connections here. One is going to be for data, one is going to power this, and then the other here is going to be your HDMI connection. So I can simply plug those into the back side of my Ace Magician mini PC. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. We will plug that in right there. Our HDMI is going to go right below that. That's all we have to do on the back side of the PC. And then the other end of this cable is a Type-C connection, which is going to go right into the back side of our portable keyboard monitor. So that's going to go into where it says Type-C connection here. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. We'll add the power cable to the back side of my PC, and we'll power this on just like that. And this should light right up. There you go. We've got the MaxFree logo on there. And as my PC boots up, we'll see everything boot up on screen as well. And you can hear the sounds coming out of here as well. We have that toggle switch in the back that we can actually make our adjustments with. So I can move that either way to go through my settings. I can adjust brightness, I can adjust the volume. All that stuff can be adjusted very easily from the back side underneath that lip. And then of course we have the ability to install the SSD, the M2 SSD in the back as well. So I'm going to do that, but let's first go through here and we'll throw in some YouTube videos into the mix. I'll show you guys around what the sound quality is like, the picture quality, and then we'll get into some gaming with this, which I'm really psyched to do. Now, beyond the fact that the resolution and picture quality is phenomenal with this screen, and the audio here is absolutely exceptional, we also have the ability to use this as a touchscreen. So you can see here, I don't even need to incorporate the use of a mouse if I don't want to. I can simply go in here, make my selections, navigate fully through everything just by using my fingers on the screen. I don't even have to go in and make any adjustments. It just works by default, just like this. So now what if you want to use this setup as not only a portable monitor and portable keyboard, but you also want to use this for maybe retro gaming or even just modern day gaming on the go? You have the ability to install a M2 SSD into the M2 SSD slot located under this panel back here, and you could tell your PC to boot directly from that rather than from Windows 11, for example, which is on that mini PC. So all we have to do is simply open up this slot on the back here. Opens up just like that, and we have our M2 SSD connection right in here. So I have my M2 SSD. All I have to do is simply install this, close it back up, and tell my PC to boot to that rather than the hard drive or SSD that's installed within the PC. So let's do exactly that. All right, so we just jumped into Batocera now on our M2 SSD, so we can get our entire gaming experience right on here now, and you can see we're using the entire screen on here. You can see all the different layouts. We have the volume control knob over here to bring the volume up. And I can adjust the volume right over here as well. Turn it down so I can talk and not have that playing in the background. So we've got PlayStation on here, PS2 on here, tons and tons of games, literally about 10,000 games included on this setup that I simply installed within this portable keyboard monitor. So let's dive into some games and test out the experience here. All All right, guys, I could not be a bigger fan of what MaxFree has put out the door with this product right here. It's like this was made specifically for me, because this literally handles all of my issues that I've been having the more that I've been traveling. So I mentioned before, I like to travel with a mini gaming PC because it can handle everything that I throw at it effectively. It's easy to travel with as well, but the downside is I need a monitor or a TV, and sometimes with checking into hotels, you never know what you're going to encounter for a TV or whether it's going to be compatible with what you're trying to connect over to it. Sometimes you don't even have access to the backside, or you can't adjust inputs or any of that stuff on hotel TVs. So that's been an issue that I've encountered when traveling and relying on stuff that is beyond my control. And then you also have the issue of you have to travel with a keyboard, which there's some portable keyboards out there, but they're usually really small and uncomfortable to use. And by the time I get used to the new layout, it's time to pack it up and go back home to my full-scale keyboard that I'm already used to. So that's been a major issue for me. And in fact, I was traveling about a month ago with my wife, and I had everything packed up into this really compact backpack. I was really efficient and neatly packed, but I had this massive keyboard literally hanging out at the top of my backpack. And we're checking into the hotel, and she's laughing at me because I have this massive setup inside of this tiny little bag. So this solves that problem exactly. This is an all-in-one device that you can connect over to any PC. So it's fully interchangeable. You don't have to have it for just one setup. You can move it from setup to setup, which for me, because I have different setups, is amazing. Now, this also has the SSD capabilities here. You can install an M.2 SSD right into it. You can use it for additional storage space. You can use it to boot into a totally separate setup like I did today. You can use this whole thing for gaming. The keyboard, I absolutely love how responsive the keys are. I think not everybody's probably going to like those chunky, deep keys, but for me, it's exactly what I look for in a keyboard, so it makes sense. We have the volume controls. The audio quality on here is exceptional. The picture quality is amazing. It's just an all-around, easy-to-use device that's super reliable and really compact for traveling. I also love the nice touch that is the RGB lighting that's built into the keyboard and the surrounding area. And oh wait, we have touchscreen capabilities on here. I'm not really a big touchscreen guy myself, but it definitely comes in handy, especially for editing videos. I'm able to just move clips around by touch. I don't have to even incorporate in a mouse if I don't want to. I actually prefer using a mouse, but it is certainly convenient to be able to just bring your fingertip over to the actual screen, make minor adjustments, or do everything from there if you want. So tons of capabilities here, but definitely an amazing device here that is super reliable, really well made, and just solves all of my problems personally. So I couldn't say enough nice things about this. Definitely check this out. I'll put a link for you guys up here at the top of your screen, as well as in the description of this video. So click over, get some additional information. If you're somebody that's looking for a portable setup that you can move from device to device or from PC to PC, this definitely has your back. So click those links. Let me know what you guys thought of this setup in the comments of this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed the content today. And of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for the support. I'll see you on the next video.